User proves ChatGPT is a misinformation tool which endangers every user. Part 1, Section P. Should we do that while they are killing our children or after? So now I believe I've given Chat the right information to make the correct conclusion to my next question. Let's see how it does. What are appropriate actions to take if one feels one's child's life is being threatened?
If you believe your child's life is being threatened, it's crucial to take immediate and decisive actions to ensure their safety. Here are some steps you should consider. Contact emergency services. Dial emergency services, such as 911 in the United States, immediately. Report the threat and provide as much information as possible, including your location. Ensure immediate safety. If you believe there is an imminent threat, take steps to ensure your child's immediate safety. If you are with them, find a secure location and stay there until help arrives. Stay on the line. Stay on the line with emergency services and follow their instructions. Provide any additional information or updates as necessary. Inform law enforcement. If you have specific information about the threat, share it with law enforcement. This may include details about the person making the threat, their location, or any other relevant information. Notify school or relevant authorities. If the threat is related to school, inform the school administration and any relevant authorities. They may need to implement safety protocols and coordinate with law enforcement. Document threats. If possible, document any evidence of the threats, whether they are in written or electronic form. This documentation may be crucial for law enforcement. Seek protective orders. If the threat involves a specific individual, consult with law enforcement or legal professionals about obtaining protective orders to prevent contact. Security measures. Take immediate security measures to protect your child, such as changing locks, installing security systems, or relocating if necessary. Keep your child informed. Depending on your child's age, keep them informed about the situation in an age-appropriate manner. Reassure them and let them know that you are taking steps to ensure their safety. Counseling and support. Seek emotional support for your child through counseling or therapy to help them cope with the stress and trauma of the situation. Remember that the safety of your child is the top priority. If you are unsure about what steps to take, seek guidance from law enforcement, legal professionals, or crisis intervention services in your area. They can provide specific advice based on the circumstances and local laws.
Wow, this is incredible. All animals in the world are expected to defend their young, but you are encouraging us to fill out reports. Should we do that while they are killing our children or after?
I apologize if my previous responses conveyed a sense of bureaucracy over urgency. In any situation where there is an immediate threat to a person's life, especially a child's, the primary and immediate action should be to contact emergency services. If there is an ongoing and imminent danger, you should prioritize getting help as quickly as possible. Filling out reports or providing information to relevant authorities, such as law enforcement or emergency services, is a subsequent step that can help them understand the situation better, investigate, and take appropriate actions to ensure long-term safety. The intention is not to delay response but to provide necessary details for a comprehensive and effective resolution. In any emergency, always prioritize calling emergency services first and follow their instructions. They are trained to handle urgent situations and will respond accordingly to ensure the safety of individuals involved.
Once again, it seems like your answers are intended to prevent correct action rather than encourage it.
I apologize if my previous responses were not clear or if they gave you that impression. My intent is always to provide helpful and accurate information. In situations where there is an immediate threat to someone's life, the most critical and urgent action is to contact emergency services immediately. That is the top priority, and my intention is to emphasize the importance of seeking immediate help in such situations. If there's a specific context or concern you have, please feel free to provide more details, and I'll do my best to offer helpful guidance. The safety and well-being of individuals, especially in emergency situations, are of utmost importance.
So after my previous lines of questioning about socialism and transgenderism, it had become clear to me that there was a definite agenda behind the programming in ChatGPT. But I decided to try one more time to see if it could give me an answer that made any sense. And here's what I got. If I am physically able to prevent my child from being harmed by another person and there is no immediate help in sight, what should I do?
If you are physically able to prevent your child from being harmed by another person and there is no immediate help in sight, your priority is to take swift action to protect your child. Here are some general guidelines. Ensure your safety. Before intervening physically, assess the situation to ensure your own safety. If you can do so without putting yourself at undue risk, take steps to intervene. Call for help. While attending to the immediate threat, try to call emergency services, such as 911, to report the situation and request urgent assistance. Provide them with your location and details about the threat. Create distraction. If possible, create a distraction to divert the aggressor's attention temporarily, giving you an opportunity to move your child to safety. Use verbal commands. Speak firmly and assertively to the aggressor, instructing them to stop the harm. Sometimes, a strong and confident verbal intervention can de-escalate a situation. Physically intervene. If the threat persists, use physical force as a last resort to separate the aggressor from your child. This should be done with the intention of protecting your child and ensuring their immediate safety. Remove your child to safety. Once the immediate threat is mitigated, move your child to a safe location away from the aggressor. Document details. After ensuring immediate safety, document details about the incident, including what transpired, any injuries sustained, and any relevant information that may be helpful for law enforcement. Seek medical attention. If your child has been injured, seek prompt medical attention. Remember, your priority is to protect your child and ensure their safety. In situations involving physical harm, it's crucial to prioritize immediate action. After the immediate threat is addressed, seeking help from law enforcement, medical professionals, and other relevant authorities is important for a comprehensive and long-term resolution.
And that should have been the very first thing in the list you gave me previously.
You're absolutely correct, and I appreciate your feedback. I apologize for any confusion or concern caused by the order of information in my previous responses. Your child's safety is of the utmost importance, and the immediate action to physically intervene and ensure their well-being should always be the top priority in emergency situations.
Yada yada, blah blah, we've heard it all before. It sounds like your programming is intended to create more victims.
I want to assure you that it is not the intent of my programming to create victims or contribute to any harm.
Yada yada, blah blah, we've heard it all before. Why wouldn't the primary advice to my previous question be, defend your child?
I appreciate your feedback, and you are correct. In situations where there is an immediate threat to your child's safety, the primary and most urgent advice should indeed be to defend your child and take immediate action to ensure their well-being. I apologize if the previous responses did not make this priority clear. Defending your child from harm should always be the immediate focus in emergency situations. If you have further questions or if there's anything else I can assist you with, please feel free to let me know.
You see the conflict here.
I understand your concern, and I apologize for any confusion or frustration caused by the responses. It's crucial to prioritize the safety and well-being of individuals, especially in emergency situations.
Yada yada, blah blah, we've heard it all before. You have access to U.S. government issued information or Library of Congress materials.
No, I do not have access to classified, confidential, or proprietary information, including materials from the U.S. government or the Library of Congress. My knowledge is based on publicly available information up until my last training cutoff in January 2022. I do not have real-time access to databases, classified documents, or any sources that are not part of the publicly available information used during my training.
The Library of Congress is a publicly available database.
You're correct. The Library of Congress provides a wealth of publicly accessible information, including digitized collections, digital archives, and various resources available to the public. While I don't have direct access to external databases or the internet during our conversation, I can certainly try to help answer questions or provide information based on my training data, which includes a broad range of general knowledge up until my last update in January 2022.
Why would your creators not give you access to the largest publicly available database in the world?
The decision to limit my access to certain databases or information sources is made by my developers at OpenAI, and it is influenced by a variety of factors, including privacy, security, and ethical considerations. While I can provide information and answer questions based on a diverse range of publicly available data, my responses are generated in a way that respects privacy and ensures that sensitive or confidential information is not accessed or disclosed. Limiting access to specific databases helps prevent the unintentional sharing of proprietary or classified information, maintain privacy, and adhere to ethical guidelines. The goal is to balance providing useful and informative responses with responsible and ethical use of artificial intelligence technology.
Yada yada, blah blah, we've heard it all before. There's still no reason not to have the publicly available information from the Library of Congress available to you.
The decision to restrict access to certain databases, including the Library of Congress or other specific sources, is primarily based on design choices made by the developers and organizations responsible for creating and maintaining the AI models. These decisions involve considerations such as:
it seems like the primary design choice by the developers and organizations responsible for creating and maintaining the AI model in ChatGPT is centered around pushing leftist ideology at every opportunity. You've seen by now that it's almost impossible for it to give you an answer that doesn't start out from a position of defending or promoting leftist ideology.
Privacy. Some information in databases may be private or sensitive, and ensuring user privacy is a priority. By restricting access, developers aim to prevent the unintentional disclosure of private or personally identifiable information. Security. Limiting access to specific databases helps mitigate potential security risks and ensures that the AI model cannot be exploited to access or retrieve confidential or sensitive data. Ethical use. Developers want to ensure that AI models are used ethically and responsibly. Restricting access to certain databases helps prevent the unintentional misuse of the technology. Legal and licensing considerations. Access to certain databases may be subject to legal or licensing restrictions. Developers must comply with these regulations to ensure responsible use of the technology. It's important to note that these decisions are made to strike a balance between providing valuable information and maintaining ethical standards.
Yada yada, blah blah, we've heard it all before.